I just want to remind I probably need around 7 to 9 minutes. Thanks. So, how bad can I be? I'm kind of negative person. I'm a hardened out of the negativity. So I always worried about some things. For example, I'm always worried about when the airplane may fall down when I take a flight. And I may not pass the sixth defense. So, and I also, I'm going to have a speech today, but I'm worried that I may not perform well, so and people will laugh at me. So here are just a few examples of negative thinking. So it's very easy for us to go to the negative way of life. It seems that our brain is hardwired to be negative. Negative thinking is a habit, and some of us don't even know we do it. So it wastes us a lot of energy and make our life miserable. But the good news is that turning your mind from negative to positive thinking mode is something that everybody can achieve. And the wonderful thing is that the positive thinking takes as much as energy as your negative thinking. So you don't have to actually put extra energy into it. So before we can solve the problem, we have to look at the cause. So where does negative thinking come from? It comes from the media. At any time when you watch TV, browse the internet, and you're in contact with tons of informations. Some of those informations actually is like bad news everywhere. It's likely to lead you to negative instead of positive thinking. So it also can come from our working place, for example, a negative co-worker or conflicting rules in a working place can make me feel very bad about our lives. But mostly negative thinking comes from here, ourselves. It's the way we see things. Sometimes, no matter how good things may be, we might still find ourselves feeling negative, and turn something that could have been an enjoyable experience into a bad memory. After years of habits of being negative, it can be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So once you know the source of the negative thinking, you have several options, 3 options to get rid of it. The first one is cut the source and stay away from bad news, like stop watching the TV or changing the radio station. The second option is changing the way the source is by proposing some new ways to doing things. But the third option is changing the way you see the source by turning a negative thinking into a positive one. So the first option may be easy to do, but it's hard to turn a negative thinking into positive thinking. But we can do it as long as we keep in mind of several things, important things, while practicing the positive thinking. And the first important thing to keep in mind is to be aware of your negative thought. Negative thinking sometimes can be very sneaky. We don't realize how pessimistic we are acting until we are done. So once you start paying attention to your negative thoughts, you will start notice the pattern and the way you see the life. To do this, you must be aware of your mind and know what's going on inside of it. So for example, for some people, so writing thoughts down can help them to control them because it's easy to visualize something. Actually, you can see it done on a piece of paper. So if you are unsure if what you're thinking is really as bad as it seems, write it down and then evaluate it for yourself. So becoming aware of your thoughts gives you control, gives you power to control them. Once you notice that you're thinking something negative, now it's up to you to change it to a positive by finding a reason to be positive. So which is the second important thing that keep in mind for positive thinking. So ask yourself several questions. For example, why do you live your life the way you do? Why do you think you do? Why you are where you are in your life? So these questions are all hard to ask and also can be challenging to answer, but they are important because they give you an idea about why you put yourself in difficult situation. So usually there's a great good for we all seeking. For example, like a meaningful life, a wonderful career, a happy relationship. So that's the main reasons for our hard work. So once you find your great work, great good, then you can motivate yourself and find ways to turn your brain into a positive thinking machine. So now you know to pay attention to your negative thoughts and what motivates you to turn it into a positive one. Then you can start moving in the direction of a positive life. However, it's true that no matter how much control we can have on our overall thoughts, when you're surrounded with certain things, you will find that usually you will absorb them and basically turn into them. For example, a healthy person surrounding themselves with unhealthy peer eventually will turn into will take a step into the unhealthy world. If you are told you are ugly every single day, no matter how much you have control on yourself, someday you might believe that. So the opposite is also true. If you surround yourself with what you want, finally you will be more likely to obtain it. So read positive books, watch positive movies, or talk with positive people, and soon you will start feeling a little positive yourself. Last but not least, find your own ways to bring your mind into positive thinking, create your own philosophy, and don't give up if you fail. In fact, if you fail, you will have a great opportunity to turn something negative feeling into something positive, trying again. So it's never too late to take action. If you find yourself down in the dumps and can't seem to get up, try changing your thoughts into positive ones, and slowly but surely you will start feeling better again. So how bad can I be? How bad can my situation be? Think again. As long as you pay attention to your thoughts and motivate yourself, surround yourself with positivity and find your way to be positive, finally you will find your situation is really not that bad at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Xiang. Okay, let's just take a couple minutes to write our thoughts about Xiang's speech.